Well, hello, and gonna go over my Bard a little bit today. I was looking the other day for some YouTube videos or something on a Bard, and it's not a lot of information out there. And I have a few macros and things. I've been playing a Bard a long time. I was just trying to brush up and making sure that seeing if there's any thing that maybe I could do different to help my DPS or things like that. So I'm gonna go over mine and how I play it, and if anyone has any suggestions or anything, if you could leave a comment, that'd be great. I'm just trying to dial them out. I've been playing Bard for a long time. This is my little box group. I run a Ranger, Chamois, and then have a friend that plays an SK. But right now I'm just farming the Circle of Powers. So I'm trying to get my whole groups dialed out on these things. So they're real nice. It's a great little thing to have. It's not too hard. You do a quick little task to get the door access back in Plane of War, and then come back here and farm this guy. And I don't know. It seems like it drops about one out of every three named. He is a raid mob, so even though it's, I don't know, 6, 7 expansions old here, it's still has a lot of HPs. So has a little death touch too. So if you're coming down here, make sure you bring some people or have a lot of HPs. He doesn't hit hard. It's just a matter of having a ton of it. Or, he is a raid mob. So anyway, let's go over this. So this is my spell set here. How I run it. This is my chain here. I run Aria, War March, Insult, and then I run the 4 chants, chant, 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 and then on my A spot I have Pulse. This is what I run in a group because I play with mages sometimes, so they huge mana drain. My Ranger's a pretty big mana drainer, so I run the Pulse to help them out. Shaolin, I always run Shaolin as an aura in group. Raid, I run Tinsboro and usually Flaherty's or something else in there. Rink with a time I have up, hardly ever use it these days. Most mobs you just let them hit you more, you get more DPS from damage shields. Silence is for lulling mobs. You lull the mob and Lawrence, so you get some more single pulls if you lull them. And then Slumbers I have in 13, and then or 12, and then 13 I have Craig's Hammer. So that's how I have my lineup for groups. How I run the melody is I run a stop song. Every time I hit melody, it'll stop the songs and then start with this melody fresh. So it's going to run Aria, and then March, and then I'll Insult, and then my 4 chants, and then another Insult, and then 13 I put Craig's Hammer up. So that's what I'm running for the moment. I think it works pretty good. Most mobs die before I get my chance going, but it's if you get a named or something like that, or something with a lot of hit points, definitely helps out. That's kind of how I run. So I have tag here. This is how I tag mobs. I run Sonic Disturbs. It's a basically no damage little tag to a mob. And then my AE shout I have on a quick little 21-second timer. So when I hit my AE shout, it'll land on the mob, and then when it times out, it'll trigger the second effect to it that does the big damage, and then it'll be ready to go again. Next after that, I have my 3 10-minute or 4 10-minute little discs that I run. So I run Stone, Spiral, Dances, and QuickTime, and I'll go over that in just a second right after my Epic Burn. So my Epic Burn is every 3 minutes. So you're going to click this basically every time this thing resets. It's on a 3-minute timer. So Fearsire, you're epic, and you tell your group you're epic. So this is important during raids that, doesn't really matter. Actually, it's not that important during raids. The 10-minute burn is more important that the group knows, but at least the group knows your epic's running and pure size up. And then as this will also click my chest. So I run this during, because this is the way I remember to cast it. So the chest is on a 10-minute timer. So basically every 3 times I run my epic, I'm gonna click my chest, and the chest runs a progressive, more damaging, however you say this, Birligan, Arpeggio, or whatever. So this is your nice little bard chest for group. It's a nice little ad, and so I try to run it as much as I can. So every third time while I'm in groups and burning, or grinding mobs in a group, this is a nice way to run your epic. And when I get a mob here, I'll show you guys how it runs. My 10-minute burn. So I'm going to run my Song of Songs, which is my pets. Spiral Minstrels will click. Dance with Blades, which is, or Spiral Minstrels is songs and spells add. Song of Blades is double, triple, and fury add and procs. And then Quick Time, which is the most important. You want to run that every time you have a named up, or time it right during raids for the big mobs. And you can run this basically 3 times during an event. So most events are close to 30 minutes. So definitely 2 times, so you want to make sure that you're saving it. Run it right at the beginning and then save it for the named at the end. So Quick Time is a huge overhaste for spell cast and attack. So definitely the number 1 bard AA we have. 12-minute Fury is basically my personal one, so it's Fury and Notes and Frenzy Kicks. They're on the same timer. They run 12 minutes. I pop them both at the same time. It's my extra little add to burn. I usually don't run that too much unless I'm on a named or a named mob, or towards the end of an event during a raid. And then down here on Dirge, I usually just, during a raid, you have 3 or 4 bards, so we're all, sharing, I only cast it when it's my turn to cast it, so, during a raid, so it's maybe once during an event that you'll use Dirge. Sometimes you use them if it's a real long event, which definitely the next expansions, or the events look like they're going to be ridiculously long. You're going to be using it 3 or 4 times probably during an event. I mean, they are literally 45 minutes to an hour per event right now, so hopefully they turn them down and we'll be able to get through those events a little quicker. Dance with Blades is an extension, so this is a combat skill. It's basically an extension to your burn. So if I'm running a 10-minute burn, I'm going to let that go out after a couple minutes, and then I'll pop Dances with our 1,000 Blades. So after Quick Time wears out or something like that, that'll extend your burn out a little bit. After thousands of blades go, you could run Intensity or your Power Glyph just to extend as much damage as you can. You can stack these on top of each other also, so Dance with Blade brings in a perfect range, increases your accuracy and crit damage, and grants 200. So I would run that separate than your Power Glyph. I would run a glyph after that burned out. I have a few useful macros that I run. So Mez is a nice one. So this is if you pull something and you get a little extra add, it'll target the second, whatever's in number 2, and then cast Mez on it. So, and it stops song, so it'll stop your melody. You just click that, stops your melody, targets the second mob, and then cast Mez on it. Dirge, super important for group play. When you're mezzing something in an oh shit moment, it's a great little instant almost mez on a mob, and it lasts a couple minutes, I think. And then you have your double invis. So how I set up my fade is extremely useful macro. So you're in oh shit moments here, so it'll stop your song, turn off the attack that you're on, it'll fade, which is 212, fade out, and then also cast double invis. So if you're in a zone where there's undead, you can be standing in the middle of 20 mobs, and when you hit this, it'll fade off all the undead and cast a double invis so they don't re-aggro. It's extremely useful. So I'll just click it to show you guys. So fades real quick and then turns on the mez almost instantly. So those mobs won't have time to react. So and then again, I'll show it again real quick. You see in my song window here, the fade will come up and then it'll recast that Saunders. So, and then that's how it works. So it's real nice. So right now I have triple invis. I have my permanent, and then so it just depends on most of the time. Oops, my guy popped here. I'm gonna kill him real quick. So I'll put my burns on so you'll see how those work also. So I'll click the epic. Epic stops the song, puts on fierce and that. And then I'll hit my 10 minute, which pops those, and my pets, and all those three. Turn on my ranger here, so we get some DPS going. Might as well slow them too and get everything going. Oops. So I gotta respin my melody. And then I manually will click shouts. So that will repop every 20 seconds to once it fades off. That's when you get your extra bonus from your shout. So right now I got everything burning pretty good for my bard. There. Might as well kill this guy. If you let him go too long, cast that stupid. It's like a 300k. See, Geisha just got hit by that. So you gotta have a little XP. Oh, good. The circle of power dropped. All right. So give that to my chamois. So everybody's got one now. So if you just keep your melody running, it'll keep up the group. Oh, it'll keep up the group songs while you're waiting for your next mob. So right now I'm still got my burn running. Quick time still running. It's like a 4 to 5 minute. And then right now my epics are wearing off, and you'll notice how the second they wear off, I still have 1 minute to go, and then I can re-click my epics. So again, I'm gonna show you guys the epics. So my epic mark barrel will click Fierce Eye. It'll click my epic. It'll tell the group that those are running, and then it'll also click my chest, and then it'll click the chest also, and then basically every 3 times I hit my epic burn, my chest will click. On my 10-minute burn, I run my stone pets, my spiral minstrels, 1,000 blades, and quick time. So those all will run at the same time. And then usually on main mobs, I just run my 12-minute flurries, which is my flurry of notes, and frenzied kicks, and these are how everything runs, and then they're all on their timer also. So right now they haven't reset. Because I clicked on the macro, the buttons popped. Down here, we're going over fade, so fade's real useful. And then another really useful macros, I use my bard to do all my collects. So this is a nice little macro to have on your collect. It'll click the Spirit of Lost. It'll fire solos and then fire your invis, and then time out every time the spirit's ready to run. It'll pop that macro again. So I'll just show you guys real quick. You hit collect. It'll cast the Spirit of Lost. There's nothing in this zone, so I don't think there is. Yeah, there's no. It'll click Spirit of Lost, and then it'll show you timer when Spirit of Lost is ready to go again. And then down here I just have my all my little clickies that I use. Ring of Ancients, definitely. The Flute of Siren is an awesome little clicky to have. It's your DA, so in a pinch, it's nice to have a little VA. I do have my Blade of Vesagran here, and then and that's about it, guys. I'm gonna wrap this video up. If you have, again, please, if you have any suggestions on if I'm doing a little bit better burn sequence or song sequence, just let me know. And thanks for watching, guys.